All right, let's try it again. I'm not sure what's happening. If you are watching me and I am live and you can see me, let me know something in the chat, please. YouTube seems to be acting up this evening, and I'm not sure if I'm live or not. This is really weird. Okay, if for some reason it says I'm live, but it looks like I'm somewhere else, so I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe like me, you guys need to refresh your screen. That's what I did, and I don't know. YouTube is just doing something unique and different on me. But I'm seeing myself streaming out here, but on the pre-programmed, I'm not seeing myself. So I apologize if you're there waiting on me, but click on the live and you should be able to see me live because I'm here, all right? Throwing stuff all over the place. Hey, but nevertheless, I'm here. Nevertheless, I'm here and I'm showing up. I'm doing what I got to do. All righty. It's always something interesting with YouTube. Gotta love it. But in a world where turmoil seems constant, it's easy to feel like you're drowning in life's challenges. And what if there was a way to navigate through this stream of things that are happening and going on in the world around us and still maintain your peace and the peace of God that surpasses all understanding? I believe there's a divine calm that empowers you and me to rise above every trial, trouble, situation, or circumstance, regardless of what is happening today. Because our God isn't surprised by the struggles that we face. In fact, He already prepared your way and my way of escape. And it starts with knowing Him deeply. My wife and I was talking at dinner tonight just about that fact, about how it is more important now than ever before that you know God and have a relationship with Him. And we recently spoke with some people that I spoke with some people, she spoke with some people, and many people right now are just feeling overwhelmed by the pressure of today's world. Good evening, Jasmine. Good to see you, daughter. And in these conversations that we've been having with people, it was a reminder of the power of walking closely with God And we were grateful and are grateful and thankful for our relationship and walking with God. And the peace that we have been able to find that we hope to offer to others is a comfort. And this is why I continue to show up. Even when I don't feel like it, I don't think I need to, I don't think anybody's going to come or not come. I still show up because I believe there's somebody out there, and even if it's just one person who needs to hear what I'm saying, then I've done my job. I've done what I need to do. Okay? So saying the volume is a little low, so let me see if I can pop it up a little bit. Hopefully that's a little better. And it could be because I'm speaking a little low too, so maybe I just need to speak up. But I want to encourage you because as we draw near to God, we begin to experience His peace, His provision, His joy, His healing. Even in the tumultuous times that we're living, with all the uncertainty that is happening, God's peace is the only way. And I believe His peace is only a prayer away. And if we stay close to Him, we seek Him, the Bible said that we will surely find Him. Not only just for our life's needs or just for life's challenges, but we seek Him for the pleasure of knowing Him better, for the pleasure of getting to know what He has for us in this time, in this hour, in this season. And you will overcome every obstacle, every trial, every trouble in time. It may not happen immediately, but if you continue walking with Him, you will. Are you ready to unlock the peace that I'm talking about that comes from walking closer with God? The peace that changes everything. And if that's you, let me know that's you in the chat. You need that peace. You need to discover what that's like right now, because the news, the media, the uncertainty of the finances, all the things that are happening in the world around us has you in such a hold, in such a grip to where you don't know which way is up some days. You don't know what you need to do next, but you're in the right place because I'm going to show you how to overcome life's chaos through a deeper walk with God and unlock your divine freedom. I believe the peace is found in our walk with God. So let's get into it. As I said earlier, we're living in some tumultuous times, and life can come at us all sometimes relentlessly. It seems sometimes it can just keep coming nonstop. Every time you turn around and you look around, something's happening, something's going on, this and that, and the next thing. It just seems like it's nonstop. If you can identify with that, let me know you can identify with that. Give me a raised hand in the chat. And it can become easy to get overwhelmed by that. It can become easy to allow all of those things to contaminate your heart and your soul and your peace and just keep you seemingly on this roller coaster, never really finding your feet planted firmly on ground. But God isn't surprised about where you are or where you find yourself. And I've learned this about Him. We are oftentimes surprised our own self, but God is never surprised. He always knows. And He has made provision. He's made a way. He has given us the joy, the peace, everything that we need. We just got to tap into it. And we tap into it by walking with Him closer and closer every day. The more that we have access to His answers in every situation is determined by how close we are. So if you're lacking answers, you're lacking direction, you're lacking focus, you're lacking peace, you're lacking guidance, it could be that you need to draw closer with Him. This is not the time to draw away from Him. This is not the time to stop reading. I know they said the Bible was made up by white men and it's not your book or whatever the case may be. You can believe that and you won't have what you need to sustain you during this time. So this is not the time to toss away the word. This is not the time to toss away your time in prayer. This is not the time to toss away your relationship that's already been proven. God's already proven Himself to many of us time and time again. Amen. My hand is up. He's already shown Himself mighty and strong in our life. So there's no reason to doubt Him. There's no reason to feel as though He's not there. He has left me. He's on a trip and on a journey. It's no reason to have any of those fears because He's already shown us time and time again. Some of us, he's healed us. Some of us, he's delivered us. Some of us, he set us free. Some of us, he brought out of financial ruin. Some of us, he healed our relationship. He's done so many things in our life that he already has a great record. Come on, somebody. But the better you get to know him, especially now, the more you'll be able to live the ultimate life that he has for you. The more you'll be able to receive the benefits that he has for you. The greater you'll be able to experience the victories that he has for you when you do not let overwhelm become the focus of what's happening in your life right now. The job, the bills, the family, the car, the money or the lack thereof, the people. You don't let those things overshadow him. He will give you what you need to sustain you when it takes effort. And this is something many people find themselves struggling with because it takes effort. It takes energy. It takes focus. It takes a concerted effort to seek God, to spend time in his word, to pray, to live in obedience. But all of that becomes worth it when you see him come through and manifest on your behalf. I've been recently having conversations with people via phone, via text, via email. I don't think my phone and emails have been so busy as of late as they have been in a long time, because I understand people are in certain places and they need it. And I try to be here as best as I can. But in many of these recent conversations that I've been having, speaking with people who are feeling this overwhelm, who are feeling some even frustration, who are some even feeling discouraged by everything going on in the world around us. Here's why Yeshua said that we have to come out from the world. We have to detach from the world. We have to be separate from the world. We have to take our eyes off of the world. He speaks so often about what we need to do concerning the world, and yet many people find themselves caught up in so much of the world and the worldliness that the overwhelm is great. And everything that is happening and going on just seems to impact their ear gate and their eye gate. You see it, the recent strike that was going on. People were running to the stores like crazy, buying toilet paper and all that kind of stuff. And here it is, 2 days later, the thing was over. And I'm not saying not to prepare, but when you get in panic mode and you get in fear, that's because your heart is overwhelmed. And Christ said, don't let your heart be troubled or overwhelmed or concerned about the affairs of this world and this life, because your Father knows what things you have need of. And as a result of this, people feel disconnected sometimes, disjointed from God, even feel or wonder where he is. Do I have a witness? Nobody's talking to me out there. Because I've been there. I've been there. I've had these same thoughts and had these same feelings until I got my alignment right. Hearing the news of the financial arena, hearing the news of what's going on in the education system, hearing the news of what's going on in business and politics and all of that stuff, and what's happening over here with this church, and what's happening over here with this religion, and what's happening over here with this person and that person, and all of the distractions that are happening and taking place, and we're not keeping our eye on what's really going on, because all that stuff that's a distraction right now is what's got people sucked in, and they're not really seeing what's happening. They're seeing what the one hand is jingling, but they're not seeing what the hand that you can't see is doing. If you can relate, let me know. Don't get quiet on me. I'm here taking my time to come out here to be here, and if I'm going to do that, I need you to talk to me and let me know that you're with me. Because understandably so, many people feel, others are feeling that the pressures of these last days are great. And they're becoming even greater. We haven't seen yet the troubles that are to come. We haven't seen yet the pressures that are to come. And yet many are feeling and experiencing the pressures of these days, in which the Bible spoke about and talked about and told us that would be happening, and for us not to be troubled by them. But after sharing with some of these people for a few minutes, Many of them go away grateful and thankful for the time that we've listened and heard without judging them, but trying to bring them answers and solutions to where they are and to help them through, and then offering them prayers and words of wisdom and encouragement. Yet I still find out many people go back to doing some things they were doing before the conversations, and things don't seem to improve. One of the challenges that you must get over and get through, and that is the habit or the temptation to fall back into the same routines that you once were. Because if you do, then you're only awake for just a moment. You're only awake for the time that we've spent together, that we've shared together, that we've prayed together, that we've talked together, that we have changed and dialogue together. But what happens when we're not there or someone's not there and you go away? Do you still have what you need within you to continue that conversation with the Lord and your spirit so that He can continue to give you what you need as you draw closer to Him? Are you with me? Because it's all about drawing closer to God and not moving further away from Him. Because everything that is happening and taking place in the world around us is to pull us away from a relationship with God. And as I listen to many of these conversations, I think to myself about myself, what a benefit it is that I know God. And I mean really know Him. I think to myself, what a great benefit and an honor and I wish everybody would get that and feel that and get to that point. And that's the reason why I've been doing this so long, because I do want everybody to experience that and to know God, really know Him. I'm not just talking about what you heard or what you read or what mama them said or what somebody else told you or what somebody testified about, but that you know that you know that you know Him, that regardless of what's happening, regardless of what's taking place, regardless of what's going on, you still know He's sitting right there beside you, even though you don't feel it. Because it ain't about a feeling, it's about a knowing. Because when we know Him, when we know Him, we are not just known of Him, but we know of Him. We know of His nature. We know that He is the peace that passes all understanding. We know that He is the God that healeth thee from all thy sickness and disease. He is Yahweh Jireh, I shall provide. He is the comfort and joy and strength of my life. He helps me to overcome in all things. He is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. Am I helping anybody? Because I could go on and on about what I know Him to be for me. Do you know these things that He is to you? Because we are not like those who are without Christ. We are not like those who are without faith. We are not like those who are without hope. We are not like those who are without peace. We're not like those who are without help. Our help comes from the Lord, and we know that. And so we must keep our mind stayed on Him. Keep our thoughts stayed on Him, because in Him is our strength. The joy of the Lord is our strength. We can try to get it going to the gym. We can try to get it hyping ourselves up. We can try to get it doing all these other things. But when we're in Him, we ain't got to try. He is our strength. Isaiah 26:3 says that you, God, will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you. Your mind has to stay on Him. That's where your trust is, and that's how He knows you trust Him, because your mind is stayed on Him, not the problem, not the circumstance, not the situation, not the trouble. Your mind is stayed on Him. Because in the midst of it, you go to Him. Father, here's what's taking place. Here's what's happening. I know it doesn't surprise you, but it's got me a little bit thrown off today, Lord. I need your help. I need your strength. I need your wisdom. I need your peace. I need your guidance. We can expect our Father to answer in love. We can expect his healing power to come through victoriously. We can expect his overcoming spirit that brings us through every trial and every trouble that tries to overwhelm us and overwhelm our heart. But more importantly, his peace. His peace is the prayer that we need to pray throughout the day, that we need to pray the trouble away when we are confused and we don't have the answers and we don't know. We need to invite him in and say, Lord, I need your peace right now because I want to go off at the top of my lungs. I want to grab somebody around the neck right now. I want to go out here and get drunk. I want to go out here and do the do. I want to go out here and puff, pass. I want to go out here and just act a fool. But Lord, I need your help and strength and peace right now. So I don't lose my mind up in here. I don't go crazy right now because that's what the enemy wants. That's what the system of this world wants. But I'm not going to lose myself like that, Lord, because you're going to keep me. Walking closely with God gives you and I an advantage. It gives us the advantage in every realm of our life. We have something that those without hope do not have. We can tap into what we need when we need it. Yes, it takes effort, as I said. It takes energy. It takes spending time. It takes doing all the things that you are tempted not to do. All the things that you are tempted you don't want to do. All the other joys and pleasures and temptations that drive your way. It takes time to resist those temptations, to spend time in his word, to spend time in his presence, to spend time meditating on him, to live the life that he is pleased with. Some people think that sacrifice is too great. Some people think that I can't do that. I can't make that. That's impossible for me. You've been doing it. Look how long you've been doing. You've been doing what I'm only able to be at this level doing it so long because I started small. I started it early in the beginning, way back when, and just maintain a habit of consistency. If you don't maintain a habit of consistency, you won't get there. You won't have it. You won't experience it. If you keep taking it back, when you give it to him in prayer, you keep trying to handle it. You keep trying to be your own God. You keep trying to be your own Savior. You keep trying to work it all out. You keep trying to do it for everybody else but yourself. You're going to wear yourself out. You're going to spend yourself. You're going to exhaust yourself. You're going to deplete yourself because it's not in you. It's not in power. It's not in might. It's not in strength, okay? It's in the Lord. It's not by might, not by power, but it's in the Spirit of the Lord. We got to learn how to rest in the Spirit, walk in the Spirit, live in the Spirit, dwell in the Spirit. Because it's the Spirit that makes it effortless. But if you think that sacrifice is too great for you, if you think that you can't do it, you think it's not in you, you think it's impossible for you, you won't even start small. So how you going to do the big thing? You can't do the small thing. How you going to do the big thing? People think they can just start off one day and I'm just going to take the leap and jump all the way across the river. You ain't getting all the way across the river. You ain't learn how to skip the streams. You ain't learn how to jump the little valleys. You ain't learn how to go from the little rock to the rock. How you going to jump mountains? Mark says in chapter 8, verses 34 and 35, when he had called the people and himself, talking about Yeshua and his disciples also, he said unto him, whoever desires to come after me, he said, deny yourself. Deny yourself. So if you bigger than him, you ain't denying yourself. If you try to get all the answers on your own, you ain't denying yourself. If you trying to save it on your own, you ain't denying yourself. You trying to do it on your own, you ain't denying yourself. You got to become small so he becomes larger. He becomes greater. So you got to deny yourself and you got to take up, you got to bear the responsibility. The bearing the responsibility of the cross is to take on the shame, the ridicule when it seemed like it ain't happening, it seemed like it ain't working, it seemed like it ain't going. You got to take all that on, even in the face of the naysayers, the gangsters who say, man, you said your God was so this, you said your God was so that, you said this is going to happen, that's going to happen. The next day, look what happened. You still here, you still broke, you still busted, you still discovered, you still depressed, you still going through this. You got to be able to bypass all that kind of stuff and stay focused on him. For whosoever desires to save his own self, going to lose himself. Whoever desires to try to save his own life is going to lose that very life. And you wonder why you're losing life, because you're trying to save your own life. You're trying to be your own savior. You're trying to be your own deliverer. You're trying to be your own helper. You're trying to be your own everything instead of letting him be it. It's not hard. It's not hard. It really isn't, people. It really isn't hard if we decide to truly give up our life, put it in God's hands, leave it in God's hands, and just pursue him. Seek ye first, Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom, and all of God's righteousness. And all this other stuff will come when you need to have it, in due time for you, not somebody else, not but when you need to have it. It's your reasonable service, the Bible said. It's what you ought to do. It's how you ought to live. It's how you ought to respond. And besides, the reward becomes great and great as you make the sacrifices that you need to have the life that God has promised you. Many believers in this day, in this time, in this age, should be living the abundant life that God has promised, but instead, they're living a life of lack, poverty, sickness, disease, frustration, anger, all of that, mental challenges and problems. Believers should not have those things, and if you have them, they shouldn't stay. When he came to be all that we need to overcome all of those things, by believers having those things when God is becoming. And I'm almost out here. I'm not here to be all night. Today, don't let you. I want to help you today to not let the tumultuous, tempting, treacherous times that we are living in, the uncertainties of today or tomorrow, the consequences of what people are doing or not doing, don't let any of that rob you of your peace, rob you of your joy, rob you of your strength. Take your eyes off of it. Some people just need to stop reading it, listening to it, hearing it, talking to folks about it, being around the folks who are talking about it. One of the things my wife and I do, we're very quick to excuse ourselves from conversations that are going down paths that we don't want to be involved in. We're going to say our piece, we're going to hit it, and we're going to get up out of the way. And when people refuse to change the conversation, we change our location. Because we don't need to be a part of it. We're not here for that. We ain't trying to hear all that negativity, all that drama, all that down and out, all that woe is me, all that sorrow. Listen, life is too short. Our peace is too precious. Our walk with God is too valuable to involve ourselves in the mud and in the mire and in the pig pen of life when there's so much at our Father's house that he said we can go and enjoy. Why should I stay here eating the leftovers and eating the slop and settling for what they say I need to have and the crumbs that fall from the master's table when my Father is rich, own cattle on 1,000 hills and don't eat no beef? Listen, own all the silver and gold and all the wealth in the land, and yet he doesn't need any of it, but he's given it all unto the children of man. There's going to be things happening and taking place in the days, the weeks, the month, and the years to come. And if you don't learn now how to grab a hold of God and stay anchored in him and maintain your peace, all that stuff is going to move you. And the Bible said, don't let your heart be troubled by it. It's going to happen. It's going to take place. But be at peace. For know, I have overcome the world, he says. And if I have overcome, he says, you too can overcome. So the next time you're feeling overwhelmed, the next time you're feeling stressed and frustrated, the next time you're feeling out of sorts, the next time you feel like you're going to lose it, I want you to remember this, because you will. You will feel like that. I'm not saying you won't. You will. Those opportunities will come. They will hit you like they do us all. I want you to do this. I want you to pause for a minute. Step back. Take a deep breath. Get quiet. And then call on the Lord. Call on the Lord and ask him to send you what you need right now in that situation. If it be peace, if it be healing, if it be answers, if it be finances, whatever it be. Step back for a minute. Pause. Take a deep breath. Get quiet. Call on him. And just stay there. Just stay there. Don't move quick. Don't try to do nothing. Don't try to answer back. Don't try to handle it. Just stay there and let him direct you. Let him guide you. Let his still small voice speak to you and say, here's what you need to do. And he may lead you to a scripture. He may lead you to call somebody. He may lead you to get into the word. He may just say, you know what? I don't want you to do anything right now, but just chill. Just pause. I got it. Trust me. I got it handled. Because see, more than anything else, we need to trust God and know that he got it handled. Because even though we might have stepped back, took a pause, took a chill, we chilling, our mind is still 1,000 miles an hour thinking about all the bad, all the things, all the stuff. We ain't really got quiet up here. We ain't really got quiet in here. We may just be sitting there quiet, but the mind is going, the heart is racing, the emotions went from 0 to 100. So we ain't really got quiet. We ain't really got at peace. We ain't really took a deep breath and paused, because so much stuff is still happening internally. Do I have a witness? Trust me, I understand this. I know this. I've been there. I've lived there. I've walked there. Till I made the choice. Life is all about choices. And about will. Your will should be to do the will of the Father, but you have a choice whether or not you do that will. You have a choice whether or not you obey that will. You have a choice whether or not you allow that will to become your will. And if you do, trust me, God will make all the difference in every choice you need to make, in every decision you need to make, in every step you need to take. He will be right there to lead, to guide, and to direct you into the way that you need to go. Listen, I hope this has helped somebody. I hope that this has been an encouraging and uplifting word that you can go back through the video, watch it again, share it out with somebody else, come back here. I pray that the next time you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling frustrated, you're feeling challenged, you're feeling like you just can't make it, you just can't do it, you're going to stop, pause, take a step back, and reflect, and you're going to go ahead and call upon the name of the Lord. The Bible says, whosoever call upon the name of the Lord, he shall be saved. He shall be delivered out of whatever tumultuous trap the enemy has set for him. There is a way to overcome life's chaos, and it comes through you taking a deeper walk with God. I am going to be doing some things in the days and weeks ahead to help you take a deeper walk with God. And if you haven't subscribed to my email newsletter, I want you to click the link in this description after the video concludes, and you'll be able to sign up for that. I'm sending out weekly encouragements. I'm sending out weekly scriptures. I'm sending out weekly posts and notifications to just help people walk the best that they can in God, to be the best that they can in God, to achieve the life that he has for them, and to live according to his will and according to the purpose that he has given each and every one of us. I pray that the Lord keep you and bless you and make his face shine upon you, be gracious unto you, and grant unto you his peace. I pray that he watch continually between me and thee while we're absent from one another. I pray that if there's anything broken, lacking, or missing in your life, that you would allow the Lord, Yeshua, Messiah, to meet every need according to his riches and glory in God. And that there be nothing broken, nothing missing, nothing lacking, that you have sufficiency in all things. Until next time, take care, God bless, and I'll see you again really soon. Peace and blessings, and shalom.